Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Mary Louise Academy Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Lucy. I will be your StriveScan facilitator this evening. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Please make sure to @ whichever school your question is referring to. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of the many different sessions happening tonight. So please be sure to sign up for additional sessions. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. So now I'm going to hand it over to our panelists. First up is Savannah College of Art and Design.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Yeah, my name is Chris Peterson. I'm the Assistant Director of Admission here at the Savannah College of Art and Design, primarily based in Savannah, Georgia. I'm going to go ahead and real quick and just share my screen. So this way you can see exactly what I'm looking at. But basically what I'm doing is I'm pulling up our website, scad.edu, and I'm just going to play a short video with no sound as I'm talking about the school. But we are primarily based in Savannah, Georgia. We are one of the largest art and design schools in the entire country. We have just over 15,000 students spread out amongst 2 different campuses in Georgia. And we have more majors and minors in art and design than a lot of other schools out there right now. For instance, we've got 45 majors and 75 minors. So it's a lot of different things that you can get your hands on. In Savannah, it's an absolutely gorgeous location to be in. You're amongst the historic squares and parks. And in Savannah, we have over 70 buildings for our students. So if you think about the great classrooms that you may have at your school, imagine 60 other buildings just like it. And that's basically the situation that you have down in Savannah. So for instance, students that are interested in animation or fashion or film, they actually have entire buildings to call their own. Better yet, they have 24-hour access to these facilities as well. In addition to being in Savannah, Georgia, we are also in Atlanta, Georgia. If you've been to Atlanta recently, you know that that city has exploded in popularity. More companies are moving down there than ever before to start their businesses, move their headquarters, and that's resulted in some amazing job opportunities for our students. In fact, some of our top recruiters over the past couple of years in Atlanta have been companies like Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, and then right across the street from us, conveniently, is the headquarters of Cartoon Network. So for students that want to go into animation, they've got a major studio right across the street there as well. And that's really the biggest thing I want to make sure I mention about SCAD is our attention to career development. We definitely are known as the University for Creative Careers. What we try to do is not only obviously give our students a phenomenal arts education, but really the main goal for us is to make sure that they have a great career path going forward. So all throughout a student's 4 years, not only are they taking some incredible classes, but they also have internship opportunities, networking opportunities, co-op programs. We're actually bringing companies to our campus to do month-long projects with our students. So tons of opportunities to be able to meet these companies face-to-face as a student, which I think is really fantastic on that end. Really quickly, when it comes to the admissions process, it's pretty straightforward for us. Typically, what we require is your academic transcripts from Mary Louise. This year, we are test optional for seniors. Next year, it's more than likely we're also going to be test optional as well for current junior class. On average, we typically see GPAs that hover a little bit above a 3.0, like 3.0, 3.2. Seems to be our bread and butter. And then we do also offer scholarships, not only based on academics, but also your portfolio as well. So absolutely give us a portfolio of your work. That will qualify you for some really great scholarship opportunities on that end as well. The important thing to know about our scholarship program is 100% of our students at SCAD are on some form of scholarship or financial aid. So a lot of our students are able to qualify for a lot of great opportunities on that end. When it comes to the admissions process, we have 2 applications that you can choose from. One is on our website, which is right up here. You can just click on apply, and that will take you directly to our website for applications, and you can apply online. And we do also offer, accept the Common App as well. So you're more than welcome to apply through that. Juniors, if in case any juniors are listening, you absolutely can actually submit your application to SCAD during your junior year. Don't worry, we're not going to accept you during your junior year, but this way you can start the process early on, and that admissions process can actually go forward at the beginning of your senior year on that end. So tons of opportunity on that end. In the chat, what I'll do for you as well is I'm going to put my email and my contact information in there for you, but definitely check out our website, scad.edu. You can learn all about our majors. You can see student work. You can actually see some of the career paths that our students have gone after they've graduated. So thank you so much for letting me kind of throw a lot of information at you all once, but I'll make sure to put my contact information in there for you as well. Thank you.
Great, thanks so much. Next, we will hear from DigiPen Institute of Technology.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much. Yeah, my name's Alec Leibson. I'm an outreach coordinator at DigiPen Institute of Technology. So yeah, I'll do a brief presentation and then see if there's any questions and share a couple links that can be some good follow-up for you. Yeah, so DigiPen is a 4-year private college, and we have very specific areas of expertise and focus. So the big broad categories, and I'll show you a list of all our degree programs, but the broad categories you want to start thinking about are computer science, digital art and animation, game design and development, and then music and sound design. And a really, really important part about DigiPen is just starting to think about those things early and exactly what you want to do and which degree you're most interested in. And that's what we're here for, is really to work with you to help you figure that out, because you do actually apply directly to your degree program. DigiPen's in Redmond, Washington, as I mentioned. So we're about 20 minutes outside Seattle. So you're still kind of getting that big city urban experience. But Redmond actually is a really, really cool area. It's actually where Microsoft started, which is why it's such an important place to be studying these types of subjects. And we actually have over 350 game companies in a 25-mile radius of us. And then also a lot of the big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, of course, and tons of general technology companies as well. So a lot of people coming from out of state actually might come just to because there's a business they actually want to work at, and their dream is to work at, Nintendo or something like that. So I'll go study at DigiPen for 4 years, start meeting people from Nintendo, and end up working there. So yeah, as I mentioned, lots and lots of game development companies in the area. We're actually first in the US for cities for game development, and then only second in the world to Tokyo, Japan. So if you come to DigiPen, you're in the right place to start working in that industry. Yeah, we are a smaller school experience. So we're talking more about 1,300 students total, but what that leads to is a really, really great average class size of 20 students per class. And then a really great student to faculty ratio. So we're seeing about 11 students for every faculty member. And then at the bottom there, you might see some really cool stats that talk about just how we get our students' projects out into the world. So our students have won over 57 awards at the IGF Game Festival specifically. And then more broadly, that number has actually changed to over 300 awards in general from film festivals, if they're doing animated films, other game projects, or awards for kind of software development as well. Yeah, so this is all our degree programs. So these are kind of the categories you want to start thinking about. Really, the focus of DigiPen is to make you an expert in a specific area, because that's what it's going to be like in the industry. You are going to be an expert in programming, in game design, in art and animation, in music and sound design. And being an expert while you're at DigiPen comes together really in the way we approach how you actually apply that work to projects. So starting in your second year, you actually start working on either game projects or animated film projects or software development projects. The first year we use to make you have a high enough skill level to actually contribute to those projects. But then in that first semester of your second year, you're actually working on professional level projects with people from all those disciplines I mentioned. So it's really exciting just to kind of bring your skill set to that and then see something after the end of that semester really professional. And that's what really builds your portfolio when you start applying for jobs. So if you are thinking of preparing for DigiPen, because you apply directly to your degree program, you kind of want to focus on your area of expertise. For arts majors, thinking of doing, fine art, that's the digital art and animation program. We actually start with traditional art and fine art. So drawing and sketching and painting, those things are really important to your portfolio and application. Rather than digital art. We're actually going to teach you digital art, so we really want to see you coming in with fine art skills. For all our computer science programs, math is really essential. Really getting up to at least pre-calculus and getting a B average or above is a good starting point for your application to DigiPen. Game designers is an interesting degree, and if you're interested in that, I'd love to meet more one-on-one with you and talk further, or you can watch some of our videos on our website. But it's more of a psychology humanities degree, so you kind of want a wide range of those types of classes like writing, music, art, history, economics even. Those things all kind of contribute to your brain as a game designer. And then music students, you actually apply with an instrument. So you'll want to continue playing your instrument. And then if you play multiple instruments, kind of decide which one you might want to major in while you're at DigiPenn. But yeah, in general, we have lots of great events coming up that are all virtual, so you can continue to attend. We have our deep dive series, which gives a broad overview of DigiPenn as a whole on Saturday. The next one's on March 19th. And then the following days each week focuses on one degree program with that program director. So you can meet with that program director, learn specifically about that program. If you want to attend all of them and learn about each program individually, that's a great way to kind of start comparing and contrasting. And then another really cool event I wanted to mention, and I'll put the link in the chat, is it's a public event open to everyone. It's on Saturday, March 6th. And we actually have Pinar Toprak, who's the composer for films like Captain Marvel, games like Fortnite. Most recently actually did the score for Epcot Center. So she's a music composer, and she's going to be giving a public talk about her experience, her way into the industry, and to answer your questions if you're just a fan of those types of properties. So I'll post a link to register for that. But yeah, if you do have questions, you can always call in, email us, and looking forward to chatting with you more.
Great, thanks so much. Next up, we have the new school.
Hi, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen real quick. All right, perfect. So my name's Nicole and I work for the new school. Since you guys are located in Queens, I know that a lot of you are probably already really familiar with us. We're located in the Greenwich Village area. For those of you who might not be as familiar, the new school is going to be the larger university, and then it houses 3 undergraduate colleges. So we have the Parsons School of Design, which is our largest college. About 5,000 out of our 10,000 students attend Parsons. Then we have the Eugene Lane College of Liberal Arts and the College of Performing Arts. Our other colleges, the New School for Social Research, Schools of Public Engagement, are going to house our graduate programs. And then we do have a campus in Paris. I will note that you can study in Paris all 4 years for only 3 of our majors, and I'll bring that up a little later on. And feel free to take a photo of this slide if you would like to, just to take some notes. But these are going to be all of the undergraduate majors that we currently offer within the new school, and they're sorted by college. So first we have the Eugene Lane College of Liberal Arts in the first column. Something I want to note about the Eugene Lane College of Liberal Arts is that we don't have a general education curriculum for that college, meaning that while you might have core classes for your major, we don't make you take 2 math or 2 science classes or those types of general education requirements, because we want you to have the flexibility to take what you feel is applicable to your major. Within our second column here, we have the Parsons School of Design. It's important to note that all of those majors are going to be BFAs, so Bachelors of Fine Arts, with the exception of our Design Management program, which is our Bachelors of Business Administration. And it's a great program for somebody who's really interested in arts management or nonprofit work, or maybe you want to do the business side of fashion or something in that arena. And then within the second column, we also have our 3 majors offered within Parsons Paris. You do not need to speak French to go to Paris for all 4 years, because the campus is taught in English. And then our last column is going to be our performing arts majors. We do offer a BFA in dramatic arts, which is a 360 view of theater. So you would be not only acting, but also doing screenwriting, playwriting. You would be doing behind the scenes work. So it really gives you a broad idea of the theater industry. And then we do have the Mannes School of Music, which is a conservatory program, and a jazz and contemporary music program. And within those, you can pick different types of instruments. We even have harpsichord, which I know is kind of rare. And then, of course, we have conducting, voice, composition, and theory as offerings as well. And if you're somebody who wants to really study 2 different majors or 2 different programs, we have a really cool option called the BA-BFA program, or the BAFA program for short. Through that program, you would select a BA from the Eugene Lane College of Liberal Arts, and then a BFA either from Parsons or from our Jazz and Contemporary Music program. And you would pursue those programs simultaneously. So Typically, it takes a person about 5 years to finish that program rather than 4, so it is a little bit of a time commitment. But if you have 2 majors you feel will really complement each other, that could be the right fit for you. So for example, I worked with a student last year who did environmental science at Lang and then architecture at Parsons because they wanted to do sustainability architecture. And then if you don't want to do the dual degree program, but want to dabble in a couple different areas, we do offer 50 plus minors. I think we're at about 55. And you can, of course, minor in something outside of your college. So for example, if you are a Parsons student and you want to study or minor in anthropology at Lang, you could absolutely do that, or vice versa. You can be a Lang student and minor in something at Parsons. We also offer 3 performance or music minors that you can take through the College of Performing Arts. And then a couple quick notes about the application. We are on the Common App. You want to be sure that you select the new school, and then you would take the questions after and pick the college and the major. You can apply undeclared to both Parsons and Lang, but you must pick a major for the College of Performing Arts because they want to know what instrument you're interested in studying. We do have 1 required essay, why the new school, and then of course some other typical things that other colleges ask for. So the transcript, 2 letters of recommendation. If you are applying to Parsons, you will need to submit a portfolio in Parsons Challenge, which I'm happy to answer any questions about in the chat. We have some really cool video material online with portfolio examples. If you're applying to the College of Performing Arts, you are required to do an audition, and then depending on the major or the instrument, you might have some other supplemental material you have to submit. And we are test optional, so you do not need to submit an SAT or ACT score if you do not want to. If you rock the test and you want us to see them, great, but I would say about 80 to 85% of students do not submit one with us. And these are just some deadlines to keep in mind. So early action is always going to be November 1st. Regular decision is January 15th. And then if you are auditioning for the Mannes Conservatory program, December 1st. You have a little bit of an earlier deadline, so that way you can accommodate the audition process. And of course, for us too, I want to mention briefly, the application review process is holistic, meaning we look at all of your application materials, and you do not need to submit any additional applications for scholarship consideration. We consider you for all of our merit scholarships with your 1 application. And then of course, if you would like to submit the FAFSA, definitely do that as well, because it will qualify you for all of the need-based aid. And that's it. And I just wanted to briefly plug some of our Instagram handles. So the one at the top that I'm sharing, at New School Welcome Center, that is the completely student-run Instagram account. So a new student will take it over each week, and it's a great way to learn what's going on campus, what people are up to. And we have all of the majors represented. So you might see someone from Parsons one week and then someone from the theater program another week. We have our general new school admission Instagram as well. And then at the very bottom there, I included our general admission email address. So if you think of a question later tonight or tomorrow and you'd like to email us, please feel free to anytime. But thank you so much. I'm going to hang out in the chat. So if anyone has any questions, please let me know.
Great, thank you so much. Next up, we will hear from Ringling College of Art and Design.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Kirsha. I'm the Northeast Regional Admissions Counselor for Ringling College of Art and Design. And I'm going to share my screen with you just so you can take a look at our small little presentation that we have here. Okay, that's good. Come here. And we'll go to the keynote, which is here. So we'll come back to the top. So Ringling College is a small art and design school in Sarasota, Florida. We only have about 15 to 1600 students given the year, an incoming class of about 500 altogether. And we are almost entirely BFA. Our majors are kind of listed right here, and feel free to screenshot any of these majors. I mean, screenshot at this page at all if you want to. We are both nationally, regionally accredited nonprofit institution with a, obviously with a fine arts focus. All of our majors here are BFA, with the exception of the Business of Art and Design major. That is a BA. That is sort of a management degree, business degree, if people want to work with creative companies, but on sort of the business end. And then the other BA that we have is visual studies, which is more of a self-directed, self-guided major, where you do a little bit of everything, but you don't drill down into any particular area. Our majors are career focused, as I mentioned. So So they kind of line up with industries that will be hire them after they graduate. Computer animation is probably the major that we're most known for. The Animation Career Review ranked us recently as the #1 animation school in the United States. The focus of this major is 3D. And then at the end of your 4 years, you'll create a short film for which we've now won, that's 15 number right there, but we've actually now won 16 Student Academy Awards. You probably saw In a Heartbeat. That was probably one of our famous ones that have come through before. But we also have creative writing. We have entertainment design. That's our newest major. This is people who want to work in themed environmental design. So they want to work on designing theme parks, themed restaurants, museums, those kinds of things. A highly conceptual major. We have a really robust film school with 2 9,000 square foot sound stages just off our campus, including editing suites and Foley studios and dubbing bays and the whole 9 yards. And it is a movie making major. So it's not an auteur school. So if you're looking for film theory, this really isn't your program. This is people who are going to make movies basically from day one. We have a fine arts degree. We have game art. We're the #3 game art school in the world for game design. Again, focusing on world building. There's a little bit of programming, but it's more for world building, character design, storyboarding, and that kind of work. Graphic design, illustration. This is our largest major, obviously. And for illustration, you can choose 2 different packs. You can choose tracks. You can choose general illustration, or you can actually focus in on visual development, character design, storyboarding, things along those lines. We have motion design as another one of our animation majors. This is more 2D, stop motion, CGI, art direction, videography. Kids want to go work for companies like Imaginary Forces, Cartoon Network, Chrysler, GM, companies like that. We have a photography major, and we are the first virtual reality development BFA in the world. This is where we get more programming, and this is the one major that we have that we do require certain math scores to get into this program because the high programming expertise that you need to kind of master for this. We talked about visual development. So Sarasota, our campus is about 48 acres. So it's compact, it's all walkable. So basically, you never have to get in a car or a bus or a train. You go from your dorm to your campus to your classes. It's all kind of right there. Seeing that we're such a small school, our student to faculty ratio is only about 12 to 1. You're never going to get more than 20, 25 students in the class. And of course, we're 2 hours from all the wonderful theme parks, Disney and Universal and all those kind of fun sort of things. We have a health center, we have a gym, we have multiple quads, we have multiple coffee shops, dining halls. So it is a very collegiate sort of experience. It's just sort of just that when you go inside, you see that it's all kind of arts focused institutions. One of the big draws of Ringling, as it is for most of us I'm talking to today, is our career services, which is yours for life. So students who, what we do for you is that we are going to bring between 100 and 200 recruiters to our campus to meet with the students on our campus for both internships and job interviews. So companies like Pixar, Disney, DreamWorks, Sony, like Bungie, Jib Jab, Riot, they come to our campus every year to specifically meet with you, to look over your portfolio, to give you reviews. They'll actually come to your classes, depending on your major. We also have a collab on our campus, which is a space where you can actually work with the companies right there on a campus. It's kind of like an in-house internship. We also have a great pre-college program, which I would really encourage you to kind of check out when you get the chance. It's kind of a wonderful way to kind of explore a major, see if you kind of know, if you know what you want to study. We offer it every summer on our campus. Our applications, we use the Common App like a lot of the other schools. We are a direct entry major, meaning that you're going to start your major your first year. So most students are going to actually apply to a major as opposed to sort of undecided. But since we lack that foundation period that you might find in some other art schools, your portfolio can be hyper-focused on what it is that you want to study. So if you want to be an illustrator, you can just show me drawing. You don't need to show me a broad range of work. You can show work that just relates to your major. We do need your transcript. We do need only one letter recommendation. We are, again, test optional, which is really kind of nice. But though if you did, like they said at the new school, if you did do well, please submit it. We'd love to see it, but it's not required. And the portfolio, which can be submitted over the slide room. And I will make sure to put in my in the chat my information. So feel free to contact me at any time if you want to do a portfolio review with me. If you want to learn more about the school, I'm always available to talk to the students. And thank you very much for your time today. So I'll stop screen sharing now.
Thank you. And next up, we'll hear from Marymount Manhattan College.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Taz from Marymount Manhattan College. Just give me one quick second to share my screen. Great. So Marymount Manhattan, we are located on the Upper East Side of New York City. This is just an image that you can see. The other two locations are our residence halls in the middle at the bottom. That top marker is where our campus is. We're right next to the Q train and the 6 train if you are familiar with the city. We have about 1,900 undergraduates total, which is great for you. We have that small classroom size of 11:1 student to faculty ratio, so you won't get lost in a sea of students. We do have about 31 majors and 45 minors for you to choose from. We actually did add a few more, which I'll touch on as we go throughout. And we have students coming from all over internationally and domestically as well. Our career services. One thing I like to highlight about this is that we have something called the City Edge program, which basically takes you out of the takes you out of the theoretical out of the classroom and into the practicality of things. We'll actually try to place you in a business that aligns with your major. We also have a boutique that helps with professional clothing. So when it's time for you to go in and ace that interview, you could definitely just go into our career services and get what is needed. We also do have the resume building, career cover letter, mock interviews, and that image that you see there is just a humble brag of where our students actually ended up for internship, for shadowing, and as you can see, it encompasses a variety of different fields. So these are just a list of our majors. You're welcome to take a screenshot. We did add a BFA in film and media recently, a BFA in creative writing, and we also added a BA under the sciences. I believe it was biology. So definitely to check out the full information, check our website. But one thing I also like to highlight about our academic programs is that it's very easy for our students to graduate with multiple majors on their degree. You can take one class and it can satisfy a requirement for 2, maybe 3 separate majors. So it is very rare to find a student at Marymount Manhattan with only 1 degree. We have at least 35 clubs and organizations that you could take a part of. Of course, if there's something that you want that's not there, please make it your own. This is your 4 years, so definitely make the experience your own, make your own club. The only thing we don't have, unfortunately, we don't have any sports. It's very hard to get a stadium in the middle of New York City, and we don't have any Greek at Marymount. We pride ourselves on inclusivity, and we don't want any of our students to feel that they are being left out. The community is a big draw to the prospective students. Everyone loves the family feel of the Marymount Manhattan campus. To apply, we do have our average GPA that you see there, average SAT. We are test optional for fall 21. So if there are any seniors currently still looking to apply, you can still apply, whether you have your tests, whether you have your scores or not. As for fall 22, I'm not 100% sure at this moment, but definitely please keep in contact with me. You will see my information at the end of the slide so you can get any updates. But we are on Common App, as many of these schools are. And we also do have our own Marymount Manhattan application. We are going to need your high school transcripts, at least one recommendation essay, and of course a $60 non-refundable fee. Again, if there are any seniors still here, I have the fee waiver code at the end of this slide, so you can get a chance to still apply until the deadline. When you apply, you are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships, and that is just dependent on how well your GPA is at the time of application. Of course, if you are interested in any of our Bachelor of Fine Arts, we are going to need the additional material, and then I always tell my students, come in, break a leg, break maybe 3, figuratively, of course, so you can get that additional, the highest possible for the talent-based scholarship. If you are interested in the Fine and Performing Arts, you can qualify for both merit and talent-based scholarship. I also encourage all of you students here to see what other external scholarships you can apply for. They literally throw money at you, whether you're left-handed, you're an only child, you're a first-generation student. If you are awarded 3 different scholarships, Marymount Manhattan is stackable, so we will accept all different scholarships you will receive. If you decide to stay at home, maybe commute, your tuition to attend will be about $37,000. This applies to fall 21 start term and fall 22 start term. And of course, if you decide to live on campus with us, you will be paying that room and board. So your tuition will come up to about $56,000. And then stay connected. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We are also on TikTok under New York City, Marymount Manhattan. Like I said, that fee waiver code there, Griffin Strong 21. If you are still interested in applying, please take a picture immediately so you can get you can save $60, and then my information at the bottom, tcambridge@MMM, and that is my phone number. Please reach out. I'm always happy to talk with students, and I will pass it back to Lucy.
Thank you. And then finally, we will hear from Depaul University.
I'm currently trying to figure out how to stop sharing my screen.
You got it. You're good.
There we go. Sorry.
Thank you. And I will start sharing mine. Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Woolley. My preferred pronouns are she, her, hers. And I am Assistant Director of Admission with Depaul University, which is located in the heart of Chicago. Actually, we have 2 campuses within the city of Chicago, which is kind of cool. As you can see from this picture, you are seeing a picture taken from our Lincoln Park campus. Actually, it's from the top of one of our residence halls right in the Lincoln Park neighborhood of Chicago, looking towards the downtown loop of Chicago. Now, if you all aren't familiar with the city of Chicago, it is very neighborhood based like New York City is. So the Loop campus is our downtown kind of mid-towny vibed campus. It's in the heart of kind of a touristy business area of Chicago. We're only a few blocks from the Bean, if you've ever heard of that. But it is our city campus. So high-rise buildings, classes in those high rises. And then we have our Lincoln Park campus. As you can tell from this picture, Lincoln Park is a more residential neighborhood. You can see the trees, the greenery, all of that kind of stuff is at the Lincoln Park campus. So it does have that more traditional campus environment feel. And the way we divide these 2 campuses is by college and school. So DePaul has 10 colleges and schools. So a lot of different major ranges, but we also are a Catholic institution. As you can kind of see the picture of St. Vincent de Paul, we are Vincentian, so very similar to St. John's in Queens. Vincentian is really who we are. So yes, we are the largest Catholic school in the country, but we really find it's more about the mission that St. Vincent preached upon than the actual religious aspect of Catholicism. But with being a Catholic institution, our motto is "Here we do." So it's about serving others, especially the poor and underprivileged communities. Now here is a little bit about DePaul at a glance. Like I said, we have 10 colleges and schools. 8 of them are for our undergraduate students. At the Loop campus is our College of Communication, College of Business, which is one of the oldest in the country, and our College of Computing and Digital Media. I'm not going to list all of our majors because we do have over 300 academic programs. So also at the Lincoln Park campus, you'll find our College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, our College of Science and Health, our College of Education, and our theater school and music school. So we don't have full conservatories of music and theater, but we have as much of conservatory as you can. They are still BFA programs. It's about an 80-20 academic split. So you'll take 80% of your classes within the theater or music school programs, and then 20% of liberal studies courses based in the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. So it's not a full conservatory. You still will have some liberal studies that you will be practicing, but we do have those 2 programs. We don't require any portfolios except for our animation degree, and we do auditions for theater and music. So our film and television, which is our most popular degree program, does not require a portfolio, neither do any of our game design programs. We have about an average class size of 22, with 98% of our classes being taught by professors. We are a big school, but we really have that small school atmosphere. So a faculty to student ratio of 15:1, 90% of our classes are less than 40. So you're never really going to have that big lecture hall environment. The classroom space is small. and there's no classes on Fridays. So we really try to get that academic sense with all of our majors, and you are directly admitted into the program that you are interested in. Being in Chicago, you could kind of see from these pictures and then from that first picture, we are on the public transit system. So we're right on the red, purple, and brown lines of the Chicago L, which is our train system in Chicago. And with that, we will cover your Metro card. So you don't have to worry about ever getting around the city by taking a bus or the trains. We give you what's called a U-Pass with your student fees and tuition, so you never have to worry about riding the L. As you can see, some of our most popular majors are film and television. We actually have a partnership with CineSpace Studios. CineSpace is located in the Pilsen neighborhood of Chicago and is one of the largest studio spaces outside of LA. This is where Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago PD are all filming, as well as different movies that come and film in Chicago. So Universal and other NBC, other places have studio space out at CineSpace, and our film and television department has 3 stages out there. So our students are working hand in hand with professional productions, and so can you. So if you are a film and television, much like Ringling said, these are the careers where you're not learning about theory, you're actually getting hands-on experience. Health sciences, accounting, psychology, computer science are all part of our most popular majors, but we are test optional. So we've been test optional since 2012. So this is not a new thing for us. So we will continue to be test optional for you. We are also on the Common App like many of the other schools, but we do have a free application. So our application is always free. You never need a waiver for us. And then with being a part of Chicago, you get a lot of great discounts and free things because Chicago is a great city. It's the 3rd largest city in the country. So you'll have museums, zoos. If you're a sports fan, you can go to sporting events. There are 7 professional sports teams in the city. And then, like I said, unlimited rides with your CTA U-Pass. But I have my contact information at the bottom of the slide. I am your representative. So if you ever have any questions, I'm happy to help you with this process. And it was nice to meet you all. So I'll throw it back over.
Thank you. So there is just a few more minutes left in the session. I am going to share my screen just to show other sessions that are happening this evening. You are currently in session A5, but there are still sessions that are happening in the next 2 hours. So if you are interested in registering, you just go to the same website where you registered for this event. And as we do have a few more minutes, I just wanted to share a quick, or rather ask a question of the facilitators. What's your favorite event or tradition on campus? Just a couple of seconds of your favorite answer, and then just in the order in which you presented.
Oh my gosh, that would have to be the Sidewalk Arts Festival. So in Savannah, we have a gigantic park called Forsyth Park, which is outlined by this wonderful sidewalk with like 5x5 blocks. So students will actually sign up and take up an entire block with chalk and do some amazing chalk artwork. It turns into a competition between majors. So illustration will have one, animation will have one, but it's a really, really fun day, at Forsyth Park. So that would probably be my favorite.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really like the Cage of the Week Club, where they watch one Nicolas Cage movie a week. That's super fun. The LGBTQ plus club does it's called Prism, do Spirit Week. That's always really fun. Last time they watched, binge watched a lot of Steven Universe and then culminated with the movie. And then I'm the supervisor for the Digi Crossing, which is the Animal Crossing club. So got to give them a plug too.
I would say for the new school, we have the Parsons Festival. So each cohort of graduating seniors at Parsons will exhibit their work at the end of the semester. This includes the fashion design department, which is our biggest and most well-known department. They'll close down 13th Street and have a fashion runway show on 13th Street. So it's all outdoors. And then if you're a student who's exhibiting in the gallery space, you would leave your business cards because a lot of artists and galleries and different professionals might come through and grab your card. So it's also a great way to network as well.
Gosh, well, my favorite event is when they bring snow every year to our campus so kids can have a snowball fight and go sledding, because we have a lot of kids in the Northeast and they miss the snow. Can't believe I'm saying that considering what's going on outside my window right now. But that's something that I enjoy doing. We also have an event called the Best of Ringling that we offer every spring, where students get to showcase their work. We open up all the galleries. We have multiple galleries, open up all the galleries, and you can play video games, you can watch movies, you can attend events like for the graphic design students. And that's really my favorite event, although I do like the snow. So.
I'd say for me, for Marymount Manhattan, my favorite event would be the Apple Fest and Strawberry Fest. I always forget which one is which, but one's in the fall and one's in the spring. And basically they shut down the entire street that we are on, and they bring in entertainment, food trucks, maybe some job prospects for part-time, and it kind of just brings the whole community together for Marymount. It's a big festival, Apple Fest, Strawberry Fest for the campus. So that's what I want to say is my favorite, just bringing the whole community together through those two festivals.
And my favorite I guess it's like not really an event, but it's my favorite thing. It kicks off your time at Depaul for students. It's so we do a full quarter, which Depaul is on the quarter system. So 10 weeks of academic work. And it's the Chicago quarter. So each new student at Depaul has to spend a quarter learning about Chicago. So there's 150 options where they can take, the architecture of Chicago, the sports of Chicago, the food of Chicago, and you get to really know the city. So we consider all of Chicago our campus. So that Chicago quarter class that each new student has to take is probably my favorite thing at Depaul.
That's awesome. Thanks everybody for sharing. So any final questions, attendees, you're welcome to put them in the chat. And then I am just going to share my screen one final time. And it's just some information as far as information about a quick survey. So I just want to say thank you for joining us this evening. When you close out of this window, there will be a link to a super quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, like I mentioned earlier, this is the conclusion of one, but there are 2 other sessions happening this evening. So please feel free to sign up. And then in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as other ones that have happened throughout this evening. So again, I thank you, attendees and panelists. Have a great evening. If you're on the East Coast, good luck with the snow. I'm enjoying it, but it's snow. Thanks everybody. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.